I'm not the same Brooklyn you knew.
Dr. Sarr was a character that was introduced via Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Unfortunately, meeting an early demise, this character caught the attention of many fans alike, myself included. But what could be his backstory in this universe? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Chaos Theory video. Today I want to go ahead and talk about one of my favourite characters from the second season of the show, Dr. Sarr. While he didn't appear very long in the season, he did have a real big impact on me and was at the helm of my favourite storyline, the acoustic baryonyx. Man, was that such an amazing addition to the franchise, not to mention the part where Red learns to control that baryonyx as well. Wow, honestly, one of the best scenes in the entire franchise. But what more do we know about Dr. Sarr and his past? Well, it's a complete mystery. But we have a fun theory here for you guys today. 250,000 subscribers is still our target by the end of the year, and as we start approaching it now, I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel so that we can achieve this target together. Besides, if you want more Jurassic news here on YouTube, then you found the best place to be, as we cover every canonical aspect of the franchise, as well as the major video games such as Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is expected to come out next year. So it's a win-win for both of us by subscribing. But for now, enough of my yapping, make sure you're all sat back, relaxed and enjoying your G Fuel after using code SWERVE, as it's time to find out whether or not Dr. Sarr worked for Biosyn before Jurassic World Dominion. So when we first got introduced of Dr. Sarr within the franchise, we didn't really know too much about him and we just started to learn his capabilities. And basically, it seems as though he was made to show that other scientists in this world do have the capability of creating other dinosaurs, and it's not just Dr. Henry Wu. That's something that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom kind of gave us an example of, as it seems as though only Dr. Wu was creating dinosaurs. But as we know, at the end of Fallen Kingdom, genome was spread across the globe, and in Jurassic World Dominion it was confirmed that for many years now dinosaurs were pretty much everywhere. And of course, many people were questioning where did these dinosaurs come from. While it is obvious that Dr. Wu was pretty much at the helm of creating dinosaurs, it should also be obvious that there are other people who are smarter than Dr. Wu in this aspect, and maybe just as smart as Dr. Wu as well. So there are plenty of people across the globe who are able to make these dinosaurs themselves as well. Now of course, depending on who got their hands on the genomes at the end of Fallen Kingdom, depends on whether or not creating dinosaurs is a possibility. For example, if a family got a hold of the Dreadnoughtus DNA just to look at it, they're not going to go ahead and create a Dreadnoughtus. However, if a company or some really rich fella managed to get their hands on a DNA sample, of course they were going to hire a scientist who is able to create dinosaurs from this genome. And Dr. Sarr is obviously just one of them, one of the Senegalese locals that is able to create such a thing. He has the intelligence to not only create dinosaur life, but to also remove DNA to stop forming certain parts of the body, such as eyes, and we get to see this with the acoustic baryonyx. However, what some people are neglecting to see here is that this is something that Dr. Henry Wu also did in Jurassic Park. The way that they initially thought that breeding wasn't happening on Isla Nublar is by denying them something in their DNA sequence to stop them from becoming male, which meant that every single dinosaur in Jurassic Park should have been female. So from my perspective, there is no difference than to what Dr. Sarr did and Dr. Wu did. Dr. Wu neglected them of their genitalia, and Dr. Sarr neglected this baryonyx of his eyes. So these scientists are working in a very similar way. Now the baryonyx that he created, a acoustic baryonyx, an albino baryonyx with no eyes, that was impeccable and something so unexpected for the franchise. However, there is a few scenes in the season that we get to see this baryonyx that confirms it has echolocation, which meant that it had to focus on its other senses rather than its eyes. Now, as we know, sight is pretty much the most important sense when it comes to anything with eyes, as it allows us to decipher what is far away, what is close, what we can see, what colour everything is. So neglecting something of its eyes typically means that the rest of its senses are heightened to make up for the fact that it doesn't have that, and we see this with the baryonyx. It hears everything and it smells everything and senses nearly everything. This is because echolocation has been adapted for this baryonyx. Now, I'm not a nerd when it comes to this type of stuff, so do correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that creatures are able to just generate echolocation if they didn't previously have it, so I'm not too sure if that's correct or not. Feel free to correct me in the comments, but if it is correct, it means that this baryonyx was specifically made to make sure that it had echolocation and focused on its other senses. Now, when we look at the other creatures in the franchise and try to relate this back to the baryonyx, what other dinosaur do we know that was blind? Sure, the Allosaurus was partially blind in Chaos Theory and Battle at Big Rock, however, the Therizinosaurus had the same thing in Jurassic World Dominion. Now, as far as we know, there's not really much to indicate a substantial background for the Therizinosaurus's eye situation. Some people think that it was born blind, some people think that it was actually an accident and ended up getting glaucoma or maybe scratching its eye and causing it to go blind later in its life. But the truth is, there is no canonical marketing thing, there's no canonical articles, nothing that confirms what happened to this Therizinosaurus's eye. Therefore, it's open to many possibilities. But what we can see in Jurassic World Dominion is that the Therizinosaurus is using echolocation to find out where Claire is in the bushes. Now, some people probably don't really see this, but you can hear it cluck around and try to navigate wherever Claire is by using echolocation, and that's how the Therizinosaurus gets around. So the Leucoustic Baryonyx is not the first creature that we see in the franchise with echolocation, as we can also see the Therizinosaurus also has it as well. So with the Therizinosaurus and the Baryonyx having very similar traits here, there is a possibility that maybe Dr. Sarr worked for Biosyn in the past. Now again, this is just a fun theory, there's not really too much basis to suggest such a thing besides the two dinosaurs, but there is a real possibility here that since these scientists who can create life are very hard to find, especially when it comes to dinosaurs, I'm sure that Biosyn are probably out there acquiring the best of the best. And from what we can see that Dr. Sarr has done, there is a possibility that maybe Dr. Sarr was one of those best of the best. And not only that, but at the end of Chaos Theory, we do have confirmation that Sona Santos and Biosyn begin to work together, and this is what we believe is what happened last time when Sona Santos was on the call with Dodson before the Maisie situation. So maybe Dr. Sarr was able to put Sona Santos in contact with Biosyn and such, and somehow something there links together. I don't know, just sounds like a really fun theory to me. And there we have it, one of my favourite theories, even if it's not too much to go off regarding it. I just really like the idea of Dr. Sarr originally working for Biosyn, maybe having a trial and then being shown the door as he made the Therizinosaurus blind. After all, Ramsey Cole confirms that Biosyn only makes purebred dinosaurs, no splicing of DNA whatsoever. So maybe Dr. Sarr was fired from Biosyn for not following these rules. Who knows? It's just really interesting to think about. And if you like the idea, why not give the video a like and comment down your thoughts below as to if you think this is plausible or not. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more Jurassic content here on YouTube, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.